4 Deep Sports Talk would like to thank its supporters, including PTU Clinic. Find out more about Bridgewater and Buzzards Bay's newest physical therapy clinic and what they have to offer at ptuclinic.com. Adria Restaurant and Banquet Facility located at 436 Oak Street in East Bridgewater. Visit adriarestaurant.net for more. Diesel Direct, your reliable source for fuel delivery. Log on to dieseldirect.com to get more information. And by the New England Knockouts, Brockton's brand new Frontier League baseball team. Get your tickets for the inaugural season today at knockoutsbaseball.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. You are watching and listening for Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Catherine Conley is still doing our social media stuff. She's doing a great job. We have a special guest coming in, but we're not going to, actually 2 guests. We have Shane. Oh, I'm sorry. First of all, I can't believe I did that after I taught her how to do this years ago. Of course, I'm joined by my sidekick in crime, if you want to call it that. Sometimes she probably feels like that. Luce Cabral is to my left, and we are waiting for our special phone interview from Methuen All-Star Shane Eason.
Yep. So, hey, everybody. Ahava, our new intern from Taunton High School, she is away this week. So, what's...
Softball, I think she said.
So, she's in softball?
I believe that's what she
no
told
idea.
me. She's actually going to meet me Monday and do some editing on this show.
Excellent.
So she said, Mr. Damian, I want to see the whole thing. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Ahava is unbelievable.
She's a great kid.
She is a go-getter. Love her to death. I think she's going to go very far and gain a lot of knowledge and experience from the show. So, Ahava, if you're out there listening, or if you see us any time, you're doing a hell of a job.
She is. So one thing we're going to start doing, at least this year, and I wanted to do it last year, Dave Kane, who does our show before us, who has way more experience on the radio than I ever had, or TV for that matter, does a Christmas fundraiser in Attleboro.
Oh.
So the gentleman, the name slips me, I apologize, but he's sending me over an image, so I want to get this out. So I'm going to read it my own way. So on December 14th from 11 to 1 o'clock, St. John's Church, Attleboro, that's 1 St. John's Place. They're doing a Christmas meal thing, which is really cool, and they're in need if you want to help out. The food drive, they need canned cranberry sauce, canned gravy, canned corn stuffing, instant mashed potatoes, spiral ham, and the monetary donations, again, goes to 1 St. John's Place, Attleboro, that's St. John's Church. And this is actually another one. This is actually something else, because this is Saturday, November 3rd. We're just waiting for Shane Eason to call from Methuen High School. Unfortunately, they unfortunately failed the St. John's prep last night. And Catherine, Lucy knows how I feel about these prep schools, so we won't pick on any prep schools right now. But Dan McCarney, that's the gentleman's name. You can call him at 508-212-5177. Him and his wife put this together along with Dave Kane and his wife. And I believe this is, it says, one says November, this is obviously the Thanksgiving one. It says Saturday, November 30th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., of course, same place, St. John's Church, 1 St. John's Place, Attleboro. And the other one I read, obviously, was the Christmas one, and that's on December 14th from 11 to 1 at the same church, St. John's Church, 1 St. John's Place. Any and all donations are greatly appreciated. And you know what I found out, too?
And so do they actually cook a meal there? And
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he was telling
so
me.
this is what they're in need of?
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
Good to know. Good to know. So
Absolutely.
that's St. John's Church,
Yep.
1 St. John's Place in Attleboro. Let's see, Saturday, November 30th, okay, 9 to 11. That's awesome.
Wait, I hope he calls in. Now I'm getting nervous. Now it's 8 past the
That's okay.
hour.
That's okay.
8 past the hour. Please, I'm gonna text his dad right now.
Sounds good.
So the special guest we have right now, he is actually walking in right now with his bright orange watch there, and wow, you lost some weight, bro. You look great.
You look awesome.
You look great. You definitely pushed away from the dinner table, that's for sure.
Antron Peoples just walked into the studio here.
Good.
Great to see you.
All right, good to see you also.
How's it going?
Doing all right.
Yeah?
All right. Yeah, just
Well, let me just get his
trying to
mic.
get my life together.
Now he's hot. That's you right there, young
How you
man.
doing? How you doing, man?
Excellent. Pull the mic
I
over.
appreciate y'all having
Want to
me.
know what you're doing?
Man, I'm doing a lot. I'm just
Pull the mic closer to you.
get my life in order, my business in order, and
Yeah?
trying to help kids reach their highest potential.
So tell us.
Just a lot of stuff going on. I'm working with Bridgewater TV.
Nice.
They're helping me trying to get get my podcast on the go. I got like 5
Nice.
episodes out.
Awesome.
My podcast called Play Your Position. Mainly
Shout
just,
out to Jeff and the
Jeff
team
Fowler.
over there.
And the
They're
crew.
great.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've been down a little bit. I'm just getting older, man. From football, man, just breaking it down, but trying to continue to keep living out my dreams and aspirations. And at the end of the day, all of it was really just to the football, the sports, to transition your life and to show people that they can do anything they want to do in life. I played for the University of Tennessee and had the opportunity to work out for a couple of teams on a high level, but sometimes it just don't happen that way. It don't always happen the way you want it to happen. But God will show up. And
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's about
Just
God.
going to say, call it a blessing, you know?
Yeah, and he took me as far as I could go in my mind. At the time,
was meant
as a
to
young
be.
man. So it
Good for you.
transitioned, like the show called The Pivot. They got a podcast.
The
called-
pivot,
You
I
Gotta
like
Pivot.
it.
Oh, you changed the name of a show?
No. It is a podcast called The Pivot. It's great,
okay.
great show. But in life sometimes we got to pivot. And but I've learned that what my reason and purpose and why is to show other kids that come through situations that in my life, no father, no mother, and they
Raised
can
by
still,
his aunt.
They can
Oh,
still
here we
do
go.
it. Raised by aunt and grandmother.
That's awesome. Well, it's great to have you in studio.
Yeah,
Great to
I love
see
coming
you.
in here, you know what I mean? I know I can't be
Right.
it's so much stuff I try to do, but I know I try to help Dom sometime. I can't be consistent all the time with Dom, and I would love to be because I love this platform.
It's a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
It's
I
a
love
lot
this
of fun.
platform, and it's too. It's sad that Dom has a great show here. And,
Thank you.
And a lot of people need to get involved with it around this community in Massachusetts, and I think it's a problem in this state.
It always had,
Trying to
exactly.
help kids. It's not about the Celtics, the Patriots, the Boston Red Sox, and the Bruins all the
That's
time.
why I do
It
this.
starts in the communities.
You got it.
These young kids, and I
You
think
got it.
Massachusetts don't get enough exposure.
Right. So I believe right now, Shane, is that you? You on the line?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, thanks, young man. I appreciate you calling me. I must have saw so many videotapes on you. And
I did too, Shane.
It was
this
really-
is
okay, I'm
Lucy
sorry.
Cabral.
Now I have a special guest for you, and I didn't tell your dad. I didn't tell you. I think it was your dad who sent me the videos and the stats on you. I have a special guest. I don't know if you heard. You probably heard him in the background talking. He's a good friend of mine. I met him over 10 years ago. He played with Peyton Manning on the University of Tennessee. He was a tight end. Hurt his knee in the Nebraska game.
He's too young to know him. He's too young to
He
know
knows.
him.
He knows who he is. So he transplanted up here with his family because his wife went to college down there, and now he's been up here for years. But I thought I'd give you a special treat, and he took communications, so he has a journalist background and stuff like that. But I'm sorry about what happened last night. It seemed like St. John's Prep did their homework on you, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Now, it must have been. Well, you continue on. I think you guys got Drake in the consolation games next week, so that should be pretty. That should be pretty good. I mean, they
Yeah,
should
we
give
have
you a
Disney
challenge.
for our Thanksgiving game.
Oh, you have 'em for your Thanksgiving. Oh, so you're off for Thanksgiving then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you should get the rest. So the people that don't know that are listening, and we want to thank everybody listening in the greater Methuen area and all our faithful here in the South Shore. We have the distinct privilege, and I'm not gonna blame my son because my son's the one that works with your dad's buddy Conrad.
Yeah.
So that's how this all came about. And, we focus, I don't know how much research you did on our program. And I don't want to bore you too much before we go into our first break, but we do just South Shore stuff, and we do a basketball ceremony. We try to bring great kids in like you. And then, of course, my son says to me, Dad, did you hear about this Shane Eason kid? I'm like, Steve, I don't know who this Shane Eason kid is. He said, Dad, you got to look at him. He's like legit. Because I was watching, I also do play-by-play down here for local access towns. I saw the kid from Leominster, the Lopez kid player, whatever his name is. Yeah. He was pretty good too. But kid, you're three. I know you weren't probably close to that, but people don't know. Again, Shane Eason on the line calling from Methuen. He had 32 touchdowns. Let me see, played all 4 years for Methuen in the playoffs. He is probably now under Tron. I don't know if you know this. He's close to 2,000 yards rushing. He's okay. He was going into the game, and I think your dad gave me the stat. I hope it's right. If not, we'll just throw your dad under the bus just for fun. 300 yards. You're 300 yards shy of 2,000, correct?
I think a little bit less than that.
Right.
I think it's around 200 or 250.
Nice. You probably have a good chance to get even closer in the Thanksgiving.
That's this year. Year?
No, this is all for the 4 years.
Yeah.
All 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Just this year.
That's just this year?
Yeah, that's just this year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was going to say,
all right, because I had you down as a player of the week.
Yeah, that's for a year, man. That's awesome, bro. That's good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You'll get that, man. Get that.
Division 1, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I had him down as player of the week, 335 yards, five touchdowns on 40 touches with a win over Franklin.
Yeah,
right.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It really.
Usually you average at least 1,000 yards a year. That's a good year.
Yeah.
You're at 2,000. What did your other years look like? What did his other years look like? Your sophomore, junior years, if you don't mind me asking.
So freshman year, we had a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
A lot of senior heavy teams. So I got a little bit of touches on offense, but I started on defense.
Absolutely.
I played safety the whole year.
Uh-huh.
And then sophomore year is when I got my chance to play running back and some receiver. And I had a really good year sophomore year.
Yep.
And I had, I think, 35 touchdowns and about over 1,000 rushing yards and almost 1,000 receiving yards.
Okay, that's your overall. Right? 4,000.
Yeah, that was sophomore year.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome.
So, Shane, you're talking to Antron Peebles, by the way. Don didn't mention it.
No,
he did?
I did.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Shane, I mentioned.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, he brought me in.
I thought I did.
Yeah, you introduced me. I just didn't say anything.
Oh.
I jumped in and didn't let you know this was me. Yeah, man, that's pretty good, man. Just you got those yards and you put the work in. The sophomore year is usually when you put the work in, and they start recognizing, hey, this kid got a little something, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's great. 2,000 yards in 1 year. You got those backup years. I just asked, what did they look like? Those are the growth years. The sophomore year, the junior year. If you just don't, you got those seniors in front of you. But this look like you're growing every year, man. So continue to keep doing what you do.
All right, Shane, we can hold on to you for this hour, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we're going to take our first break, and then, I'll cue you up, and please brag. One thing I love about this show, and I've done it with Antron when he started his ASAP Motivation, you're educating on us, not just stats, work ethic, and we want to hear it all. All right, so we'll be right back in a minute. Is that all right?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we have Shane Eason from Methuen High School. We'll be back with him as we highlight, again, Shane Eason from Methuen High School, standout player. We'll be back with him and more right after this.
My junior year of college, I decided I wanted to be a truck driver.
So my uncle, he works here for like 40 plus years, and he said, choose Diesel Direct, don't go nowhere else.
Lo que me inspiró a mí fue mi hijastro, cuando él se graduó con su CDF.
I was telling my stepdad and my brother, hey, this is probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I was showing them the type of income that I was making. The equipment that we have at Diesel Direct is the best.
I aim to go in the big unit, the tractor trailer, so I'm trying to work myself up.
I never really had a career before this, but I just want to do my job well and be accepted. And I feel like a lot of people, that's all they want, right? And you definitely get that here.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. This is Lucy Cabral for Deep Sports Talk. We have Antron Peebles in here, and we're on the phone with Shane Eason from the Methuen Rangers. He's a running back over there. And Shane, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm a senior, play running back, and a little bit of wide receiver. I'm Methuen High. Also play safety, and we just finished. Well, we still have one more game left on Thanksgiving, but just had a tough loss last night in the playoffs.
I saw that. St. John's Prep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talk about that. What happened?
Yeah, so, I mean, they were coming in. They had a really good game plan for us. We played really hard. We played with our hearts, We tried to do everything we could to get it done, but, it's hard when you're playing against a bunch of kids, a bunch of private school kids, and the schools that recruit. It's hard to play against that in the MIAA, especially when you're just a public school team.
Yep, understandable. They're ranked number 1, and I think Methuen was at number 8. Tough loss, but I'm sure, learned something from that.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, man. As I look at the what word am I trying to find? The teams here in Massachusetts, you got the MIAA, right? And you got there's another league called the ISL, I think.
ISL,
yeah. And you got schools that do a lot of recruiting, like you said, and then you have a private school, so you only have a small a bucket of athletes to pick from, right? The school that you're at. And then when you look at schools like your Zavarians, your Catholic Memorials, I don't know if they're a public school, they recruit. And, it's a disadvantage to, like you said, when you got to go play those big schools in the MIAA. It's a lot bigger athletes, a lot of kids been recruited, and they got the upper hand. So at the end of the day, how does that dynamic, can you tell the difference yourself as a player? I recognize it. I see it because I know when you play the game, the big gap between the athletes in public school to those schools.
when you play at schools like that, you can just tell the amount of time and the amount of resources they have, like in the weight room.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that, because they have a huge number of kids on the team, and they have a lot of their backups could start on most teams.
Right.
It's hard to beat a team like that, especially we have a great team, we have a great program with great coaches and a lot of guys, but it's just hard when we have guys just from one city who we try to put in a lot of work, but guys play a bunch of other sports too,
So you lose those athletes, right?
Exactly.
They could probably play football.
It happens in Brockton all the time.
Yeah, they lose athletes to Zavarian and Catholic Memorial.
Yeah, and then St. John's Prep, they're recruiting kids for each sport. So.
Right. They absolutely. So growing up in Methuen, you grew up in Methuen, right?
Yeah.
All your years of football, is that where you played straight through up until high school?
Ever since my first year I played in Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's where I live.
Okay.
And then ever since I played in Methuen,
Methuen.
Nice.
But that's good. Sometimes you can, like you say, you do get that camaraderie with some of the players that do stick it out with you and end up in high school. So that camaraderie, that friendship, that builds a little bit character and gets you to the point where, you can win championships sometimes in high school in this area. But man, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've been playing with all these guys since the Pop Warner days, since we were younger. We were winning championships when we were younger.
Right.
And then we got the opportunity to win our first league title this year in the past 30 years. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what that friendship brings, man. That camaraderie, that togetherness. That's one thing that you don't get when you get the opportunity to get recruited and go to another school and play for the schools that's considered to be the guys, the boys of the state, right? Yeah.
And I understand your parents are also from Methuen. Your dad and your mom was a cheerleader.
They're actually from Everett.
Everett. Okay.
Okay. Then they transplanted to Methuen.
Yeah, they moved to Lawrence. And
Gotcha.
then Methuen.
Gotcha.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is cool. So, go ahead. I'm sorry. I have another question.
Oh, that's okay. And you have an older brother, Drew,
Yep.
right? He played for Methuen. So he was a quarterback?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Now, what's his deal? How much older is he? Because me and her were arguing like cats and dogs in the lobby. Want to make sure we got it right. So
Yeah, no, so he's just 1 year older than me. He's a freshman right now at Stonehill College.
Okay.
Oh, good for him. That's cool.
Yeah, he's actually starting today in a big game.
Oh, no
Good for
kidding.
him.
That's awesome. Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
to your
that's
brother.
great.
Yeah.
All right, so now the coach in me's coming out because I get all these I get all these crazy problems in my head. We couldn't even start to describe what's going on in my brain. But anyway, as far as the game, what was the number? And I think you know this answer. What was the number of the spy they put on you all game? Did you get
Last
remember?
night?
Yeah, last night to take you out.
They had like 2 or 3 guys following me around at every play.
Right? I bet you remember their numbers in your sleep now.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Not in a good way either.
Exactly. So what were they playing? Were they playing like a 3-4 and with
Yeah, they were playing like a 3-4. They were stacking the box, just blitzing a lot of guys, trying to make us air up the ball.
Yep, trying to take you out of your game because you guys, I don't know if Luce and I were watching. I was watching the Marshfield game. We were flipping around, started your interview with the guys out of Lynn. I don't know if Antron had a chance to check you out in the past games. You guys run that flea flicker and that halfback option pass, like awesome.
Do a lot of trickery at Methuen.
Yeah.
And fast too. It's not like you have to be if you're not covering your guy, like especially in the second half, because it looked like a lot of teams play stupid and they play you like in a cover 2. And so that I'm thinking that's the safety, that's the backup of the guy that's supposed to be robbing you, probably like a linebacker, and and by the time they figure out the ball's halfway down the field.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
you managed to find the holes,
Oh yeah, say that again.
Our offensive coordinator is great. He always comes up with a great game plan. Does a lot of extra time like at home, spending hours watching film, doing a lot of stuff.
So, did you pick on the quarterback and let him know we can run that halfback option better than you can throw the ball? I'm only kidding. Because you guys run that really, really, really well.
Yeah, no, it works all the time usually.
Did you get your final stats last night on what they had you for total yards? Did anyone?
No, I'm not sure. I honestly.
All right, I was just curious.
Yeah, I was going to ask them that, but I don't want to. They seem like they wish I would have saw the game.
I would say probably at most 50 yards.
Yeah,
not the best.
No, they like we talked about. They were spying you. They had that one kid.
Yeah.
Right, and you know what's so good? You know why they had to do that? I was watching this in the game. I was watching the Andover game and the Marshfield game. You look like not Deion Sanders. You look like no, not Deion. It's
Barry.
Barry Sanders. Yeah, because
that's what he looked like.
he does is, let's say he's running to the left, right, and they're doing an uphill, so they're running to the left. All of a sudden, this kid on the phone will cut back the other way.
Yep.
And if you're not broken down to look at his hips, he's taking off halfway across the field. It's not like he's going sideline to sideline. He is on a 45-degree angle.
Cut back lane.
Exactly correct. And the linebackers exactly. And the linebackers stop. And by the time when he goes to that second level, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. It's unbelievable. It's so much
Shane,
fun to watch.
You're pretty fast. Seriously. I was watching the video on the Billerica game. How you were twisting and turning and finding the holes. I mean, breaking tackles. I'm like, who is this kid?
Right. Oh, so much fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make sure I get his height. What are you? You're only 6 feet tall?
The only?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 5'8".
Kinda tall.
That's good height, man. What do you mean? For a running back?
How heavy are you?
Shane, don't let him downgrade you like that.
180 pounds.
185?
That's good size for a running back.
Yeah,
180 solid.
That's great size. That's good size for a running back, man. Being a running back, let me ask you this: do you like running on the edge or getting up in the middle?
All of it. I love it all.
All of it. 6 foot, 185. That's good. That's good size for a high school running back, man. What's next, man? I mean, after after high school, what is your vision? What's your long-term goal? I've been hearing a lot about you. Dom was talking to me about you, and I said, man, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna get the opportunity to play at another level? What's your vision? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so I'm planning on playing college football.
Okay.
I have one offer right now from the school my brother goes to, Stonehill College.
Stonehill.
Awesome.
Okay, they're Division 1, right?
Yeah.
Division 1, double A.
Double A and Northeast 10, I think it is.
Okay, that's great, man. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm with you.
So, and I've been talking to a couple other schools, but that's the only offer I have right now. So I was waiting to see anything else shows up, and I'm making my decision soon.
And academically, where are you at?
I struggled a little bit freshman, sophomore year, kind of balancing like a couple of varsity sports and starting high school. But now I've got my GPA up. Been doing really good. It's at around just had like a 3.1 for the first quarter.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
Man. That's great.
And what are you planning to do if you accept Stonehill?
You're going to go to BC instead.
What was that? I missed your question.
What is your major over there if you're going to accept Stonehill?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I haven't decided.
Well, if you want to do communication.
She's already signed you with Stonehill.
Yeah.
But this is what I want to ask you. If you got Stonehill on the table, you say you're going to make that decision soon. You may have some other schools. Mm-hmm. I mean, hopefully, God willing, that you have some more schools to come in and give you an opportunity to make a choice, or have different options. But like I said, I'm glad she asked you about your grades, because if those other options come in, grade plays a part of it. You're a great football player. You know that. You can do that part of it. But it's always another part to it, and like is that education. I want kids to know that the hard work that it take for you to. What did it take you to get to this point, man? Hopefully you get some more schools. You got Stonehill on the table, Division 1 school. Now you saying the grades. What did it take you to get to this point in your career, man, to get the opportunity to even go to Stonehill? Let the world know that it takes work, man. These kids that's coming behind you. What did it take you? How did you? I see you growing every year.
Yeah, I've been working out. Been in the gym since probably like 4th grade. My parents always had me working hard, gave me a lot of opportunities.
Right.
I'm very thankful for that.
Right. That's a blessing.
It takes a lot of work. It definitely doesn't come natural.
Right.
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 You got to put the work in to get where you want to be. If you have goals, you got to work for it.
Right.
I love that attitude from a young man.
Absolutely.
Or a young lady.
Man.
That's awesome.
Keep that, man. It's not over. I know you still playing. You got a couple more games under your belt to go, but man, keep that attitude. Mm-hmm. And we never can let other people's opinions affect the opinions about ourselves. Right?
Absolutely.
So
you gotta make yourself happy.
Absolutely. Being from Massachusetts is already hard. So let the world know, man. Let these kids in Massachusetts know that the opinion of yourself is what really matters.
All right, we're gonna take our second break. We still have you, young man?
Yeah.
All right, we're talking to Shane Eason, the standout running back from Methuen High School, with one college offer, probably like 7 more after this interview.
It should be a lot more, man.
Right?
That's what I want to make happen in Massachusetts.
All right, we'll be back with him and more right after this.
My junior year of college, I decided I wanted to be a truck driver.
So my uncle, he works here for like 40 plus years, and he said, choose diesel direct, don't go nowhere else.
Lo que me inspiró a mí fue mi hijastro, cuando él se graduó con su CDF.
I was telling my stepdad and my brother, hey, this is probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I was showing them the type of income that I was making. the equipment that we have at Diesel Direct is the best.
I aim to go in the big unit, the tractor trailer, so I'm trying to work myself up.
I never really had a career before this, but I just want to do my job well and be accepted. And I feel like a lot of people, that's all they want, right? And you definitely get that here.
Welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and on our website you can listen to our interview and see us in studio. Again, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We have the standout running back from Methuen High School, Shane Eason, who's taking his Saturday. We appreciate him taking the time. One thing I want to get out there before I go into my first questions, if you have a question for Shane and you want to call in, 508-222-1320. Shane, I'm probably about a half an hour late on saying that, and I apologize. And again, we want to thank everybody watching and listening in the greater Methuen area. This will be, I'm going to send the link out to his dad once we get this show edited, try to get it on Methuen Access TV. Great kid. My son was raving about him and I've heard nothing but good things. But one thing I want to do, Shane, is we got to brag about this season. And I'm going to educate everybody, and the graphic will be up on the show once we edit it. So I'm just going to run through this real fast, Shane, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So Shane and the rest of the Rangers, they started off beating Lincoln Sudbury 42-14. A very close game against Marshfield. They fell short 31-23. That was in Marshfield. Came back, beat Chelmsford 38-36. Went over to Andover and knocked them down 37-10. Really took care of North Andover 53-22.
Wow.
Yep. Then they went back on the road against Billerica, blanked them 25-0. Stayed on the road, went up to Tewksbury, beat them 35-28, and kind of took care of their neighbors big time. In a big town, referring to Lowell, they beat them on the 1st of November 34-7. And then they went in the playoffs with a very impressive win at home against Franklin, 35-21. And then we already talked a little bit about what happened last night. But my question, Shane, is out of your regular schedule, even the playoffs, was there a certain team when you were coming into your senior year you wanted to, see if you were up to par in the Shane Eason standards? Was there a certain school you wanted to pace it by? What's that?
You said you wanted to wanted to whip
Yeah.
their butt. Is that
Exactly.
what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Trying to be politically correct.
Yeah.
Whip
Yeah.
their butt, man.
There's got to be one
Definitely
school out there.
Billerica. We had a
Billerica.
tough loss against them last year. We lost for the conference championship. We really wanted to get our revenge, and we came out against them, had a great game.
Yeah, you
Shut
did.
Yeah,
them
you
up.
shut them out.
They were great offenses. They had a game this year where they scored, I think, 83 points in one game.
Wow.
Who'd they beat? Our Lady of the Blind?
Hold them to 0. So
Wow. Who'd they beat 83 to? Who'd they put 83
I
on?
think it was Haverhill. I think the score was like 83-52, something like that.
83. Oh wow, that was so
Crazy. I don't know how that happened, but
Wow.
Right.
No one wanted to play defense. It's like a flag football game.
Exactly.
They was pulling flags out there.
Yeah, no kidding. That's crazy.
Billerica. Okay.
Besides that Billerica game, is there any other game you want to measure yourself against every year? I mean, you're a 4-year starter.
yeah, Andover is always a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Andover.
We lost to them my sophomore year in a really good battle. Very offensive game. But other than that, we beat them the other 3 years. So
Right.
that's been good. That's a trophy game for us. We play for a cup.
Oh, nice.
You always remember those teams, man, that that some of those guys you might remember in basketball. If you play another sport or baseball, you might see them in other sports, and you be like, man, I play them in football too, and you always want to beat them. You know, and that's through Pop Warner. Have you seen any of those young guys that used to play against in Pop Warner in high school?
Yeah, I've definitely seen a couple of people that I used to play against in Pop Warner in school. But a lot of like my main rivals went to like private schools and tech schools.
Right. Okay.
So I haven't really played against them in high school.
Right. Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, being your senior year, and I know you have a couple more games to go, you had a pretty explosive offense. Talk about the rest of the team, your coaches, and you know.
Good idea.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, it's amazing being a part of the team. I couldn't be happier to have my decision staying in Methuen for all 4 years. Had a great time, especially this year, senior year. A lot of people doubted us after losing a lot of people last year, especially my brother, our quarterback. But I think we definitely exceeded expectations and went above and beyond and did amazing this year. Like I said, winning our first league title in 30 years.
Right.
Which is awesome.
What are you going to miss the most?
I think the thing I'm going to miss the most is just being able to play with the guys from my hometown that I've grown up with my whole life. And just like the friendship we have. We're always going to have that friendship forever, and it's like a brotherhood, and they're all family to me. But it's just going to stink not being able to put on the pads with them all the time. Be able to play with those kids anymore.
And what kind of legacy do you think you have to leave to the underclassmen?
You know, I always try to mentor them, tell them, you know, always telling them how important school is. Because, you know, like I said, in my freshman, sophomore year, I started off a little slow. So I'm always trying to tell them how important school is and how much they need to get in the weight room. And even just, like, hang out with each other outside the season. Like, have some team bonding, get the team closer, and great things will happen.
There you go. So I understand you do some wrestling also.
Yeah.
He likes to throw people around.
Right? Right?
Pick things up and throw them around. That's what's up.
So how does that play into being a star running back?
Yeah, wrestling's an awesome sport. It gets you in probably the best shape you'll ever be in your life. The conditioning is crazy for that sport. You got to be really tough to be able to go through a whole wrestling season.
So mentally and physically, it sounds very challenging because you are very fast.
Definitely like a mentally draining, challenging sport, but it definitely builds a lot of character and toughness and grit. It makes you realize that you can push your body past limits you never thought you could, and it really brings out your full potential. Especially with great coaching like we have in Methuen.
Yeah, Coach Ryan, right? He's the head coach. I say that right, Thomas Ryan.
Yeah.
How long has he been over there now?
I want to say 12 years, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
About that.
So, what does he try to instill in your impression? You know, your opinion. What's he try to instill in the team every year? What's his mindset?
He's always trying to build character. Always looking to build character for the kids. Wants the kids not only to be successful on the football field, but in the classroom and outside of school. Have a great future, get a job. He's always building character for the kids, making sure we're doing the right things. We always do a couple fundraisers each year for the team, donate to different things.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's always trying to build great character. He's a great guy.
So my next question, going into this season, prior to your last three, looking at the film and you personally, what did you want to work on? Was there a certain thing when you're looking at the old film, or just the mindset of the playbook, and you're saying to myself, well, I could have done that. I think, you know what I mean? Was it, did you want to get stronger with your legs? I mean, there's so many different avenues. I was just curious what your mindset was going into this campaign this year.
It was staying focused in the game. I kind of used to let the enemy, like the other team, get in my head a little bit when they would always, like, you know, talking to me and stuff. But I think this year I definitely controlled myself a lot better.
Good.
I was a great leader and set a good example of when, like, people were talking bad about us, like the other team, and like doing cheap hits and stuff. I would, instead of like retaliating, I would walk away or get my teammates to walk away. And just,
That's a true sign of leadership right there.
Oh, yeah. And he was a good tackler, too. He wasn't a bad. You strong safety? Is that what you guys played? Were you strong?
So we don't really do a strong and free safety. We kind of just have two safeties.
Okay, so you're not like you're going to hold a free safety to do this and the strong to do that?
No.
Gotcha. So, okay. So I got something for you now. So now that we have Antron here, an established college football player, is there any question? Well, so you can pick his brain.
Established.
Yeah, pick his brain prior to you going in any next year for college. Is there anything you want to ask him? Something come to mind? You know what I mean? I was just curious. I should have texted this to you. I apologize.
I don't want to ask this old man anything. I don't even know who he is, man. Ask him.
I guess, what would you say was your most difficult part about playing in college?
Man, I you know, I think my most difficult part was being
Oh, you got him thinking now.
Oh, yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Committed to the game. The transition, you know, it's funny, Shane, you kind of sound like my life. My freshman year, I was a great athlete. My sophomore year, you know, the grades, and I started getting a little older and wanted to go against the grain, you know, do my own thing. But I realized that football was the sport that I loved and wanted to play and go to that next level doing it. My grades wasn't right, so I wasn't committed at the time, but I had to get committed up in my senior year to get into college. End up going to University of Tennessee, and that transition from high school to college, you're independent now. You're on your own. Your parents aren't telling you to do your homework. You go home and you go to sleep, or you try to go out and hang with the fellas in college. That transition was the hardest, and I had to learn it, you know, through college. And, I, you know, eventually got hurt my senior year. And next thing you know, football isn't everything. You know what I mean? So what I would say, that transition, I had to understand the game. It's a business, man. It's a business. And you are the business. Shane is the business. So you have to go to school, get your books like you already know, and work hard as hell on that football field to be the best you can be. And you'll go anywhere you want to go in life. I don't care if it's from Stonehill, Bridgewater State, Duck College in the back of your yard. If you work at it, man, you can be anything you want to be, bro. You can.
Sure, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was blessed to have the opportunity to play at Tennessee, win 2 SEC championships, 1 national championship. I had the opportunity to work out with a couple of NFL teams, played in arena football, you know, but I didn't get to really where I wanted to get.
Right.
But now I'm here talking to you, and this is where I'm supposed to be, and you know, influencing you to get to your highest potential, brother.
All right, we got one more break. You can stay here for another 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's all right.
You're going to have to give him an NIL deal. This is ridiculous.
We're waiting for the invoice in the mail.
Get you some money, Shane.
We're going to take our last break. We are listening to Shane Eason, standout running back from Methuen High School. We'll be back with him and more right after this.
My junior year of college, I decided I wanted to be a truck driver.
So my uncle, he works here for like 40+ years, and he said, choose Diesel Direct, don't go nowhere else.
Lo que me inspiró a mí fue mi hijastro, cuando él se graduó con su CDE.
I was telling my stepdad and my brother, hey, you know, this is probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I was showing them the type of income that I was making. The equipment that we have at Diesel Direct is the best.
I aim to go in the big unit, the tractor trailer, so I'm trying to work myself up.
I never really had a career before this, but I just want to do my job well and be accepted. And I feel like a lot of people, that's all they want, right? And you definitely get that here.
Welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station 1320 AM WARA and online off our website 4deepsportstalk.com. We have the standout running back from Methuen High School, Shane Eason, and we have a call. Call, are you with us?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. Do you have a question for Shane?
I have a question for Shane because I was watching where Marblehead, their school is on, the teachers were on strike, and all the players were really worried if they're going to be able to play their last game. So I can just imagine, the doubt they ended up playing. They got beat by Grafton. But I was just going to ask you, Dominic, not so much Shane.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Have you ever been that way the games have been canceled because of a teacher's strike?
Say that last part again. I'm sorry. About the teacher's strike?
Has it been canceled?
Yeah, because they...
I don't know. I don't know if they've been canceled yet. I think they're preliminaries anyway, so I could see them just wiping those games clean because they really don't mean anything.
He did play. I was just,
They need I want this guy to get these yardage.
Yeah.
We playing, baby. We playing.
Yeah.
Okay. That hasn't affected you, Shane, up in the North Shore, right? Where you're at, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. Okay.
All right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if it's a preliminary thing, like what they call a consolation game, Lou, they're just gonna just brush it under the education comes first. They'll just brush the schedule like they do with COVID.
I had seen it on the news, and I checked I went online this morning, and Marblehead got beat by Grafton.
Yeah.
It's 35-0. But I had seen where all the players and the cheerleaders, because they also had a competition today, and I guess the school committee allowed them to play.
Oh, wow.
It was good for the kids. So.
Yeah, good. They need the activity. These kids, they get wrapped up in those games. They need it.
Especially with the seniors going out as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate the call like always.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Yeah, I definitely hope that doesn't happen. Cut those games out for these kids.
Right.
This is the some kids' last year.
This is it. Right.
Like I said, man, Massachusetts. We have to. This is from me, Shane. I don't know how you feel, but we have to get these kids more notoriety up here.
Yep.
A kid with 2,000 yards rushing for a senior year, 1 year. That's awesome, Shane. I think you should have a lot more opportunities on the table. That's from my opinion. I mean, I hopefully we here in Massachusetts, I know Don been doing it for a while, can get kids more opportunities to play at a high level and be seen, or just get. I mean, education is good too, to get to go to those big colleges. We don't have to go to Zavarian or Tabor or somewhere to get that.
That stuff's expensive.
It is, man. It's college and high school, and it ain't about Shane. I don't know how you feel, man, but do you think the high school sports get enough notoriety, even sports period, get enough notoriety here in Massachusetts? How you feel about that, man?
No, I think Massachusetts is definitely an underrated state.
Yeah.
A lot of people just focus on like the bigger states like Texas, California,
Right.
Florida. Southern and the West Coast states. But
absolutely,
I think Massachusetts definitely got some ballers.
We do. It's some diamonds in the rough, man. You're one of those diamonds. And so what can we do? How can we change the dynamics? I understand that the winter comes early and, stays here a little longer, but what can we do to get players like you that notoriety to get an opportunity to go to Penn States and your Tennessees and your Alabamas and get that education and be great football players too? What do you think, man, rather than worrying about the damn Patriots? I'm sorry.
I think kids got to definitely try to promote yourself on social media as much as you can. That can definitely help out a lot. College coaches are always on social media,
right?
On Twitter or Instagram, stuff like that. Try to get yourself out to some camps.
Right. What about a platform like this right here to get, athletes on here and high school athletes in Massachusetts on here? And
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great to have, podcasts and different radio stations and influencers reporting on high school games. Like, there's a couple people who will report on high school games in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Post the videos on like YouTube and Instagram and stuff.
Absolutely.
Try to get recognition for the kids, which I think is awesome. And I think if that keeps growing and we keep having more and more people do that, hopefully Massachusetts will get the respect it deserves.
Yeah. I appreciate that. That's where I'm going with it, brother. We're going to have to get you back on here.
Right. That's what I'm hoping. I mean,
we're going to have to catch you back on here.
I got to give a shout out to your dad and your dad's friend Conrad that works with my son that mentioned you, and I didn't know nothing about you. I only knew the Lopez kid from Leominster because,
the
quarterback because he was playing some of the teams I was covering, Bridgewater Raynham on TV, and they just happened to be playing the Algonquins and Shrewsburys, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this kid. And he said, then Stevie said, did you see this kid, Shane Eason? And
my son may have told me about Shane.
Oh, really?
My son is really into football, and I heard about the quarterback from Leominster, and I saw him on TikTok. Speaking of platforms, I've seen him on, he got a chain for something. The guy from one of the podcasts came and gave him a chain. I forget the guy's name. Right. My son's into that. Speaking of that, but I think I may have heard of Shane.
I just thought of something. Are you playing in the Shriners game? Please tell me. Please tell me you're going to go and invite to the Shriners game. I hope you do.
I haven't got an invite. I don't think they sent out the invite yet, but
that'd be so cool.
If I get invited, I will be playing.
That would be awesome. That's basically the high school all-star game.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be great.
That's one at Gillette.
Last time, I don't know if they played at Gillette last time.
They played at Bentley the past time.
Bentley, yep.
That sounds about right. Yeah, Bentley.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be so cool. Then
my brother played in the game last year and got a win. So.
That's what's up.
And you see all the other. It's like watching the. It's like watching the college. The college all-star game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey Shane, do you miss playing with your brother?
Yeah, definitely. I had a great time playing with him. But, I'm happy for him, glad for him. Like I'm saying, he's playing in the game right now against Lafayette on TV. So, he's doing huge things.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. I'm very proud of him.
Awesome.
I definitely miss it, but definitely proud.
Yeah. Speaking of shout outs, so we have right about let's say 3 minutes left, and Luke just reminded me, is there anybody you want to shout out to? Anybody you want to thank? I mean, I know you got one more game left for Thanksgiving, but...
definitely want to shout out my parents, and again, my brother and my grandparents for always showing up to all my games, supporting me, giving me all the opportunities that they have, and doing everything they do for me. And then as well as all of my coaches, for these past 4 years have been awesome. Give me great opportunities. And then the fans as well, who showed up to all our games. Even game like yesterday when it was pretty cold out, people stayed even though we weren't doing the best. People stayed to the end supporting us. It means a lot.
I just put that back on. I shut myself off for a minute. I didn't want to scare nobody.
That's awesome.
So before my last question, and I don't know if you can answer it in 2 minutes. What advice did you try to give those younger kids to help keep this program, making the playoffs next year? I mean, you made it 4 years in a row. what do you try to say to these younger kids? Because some kids can be unfortunately immature and don't understand that type of deal. And I'm just curious, what's your mindset? What do you try to lay into them or talk to them about?
Yeah, so I talk to all the kids all the time. Tell them if they're not playing a spring or a winter sport, then they should all be in the weightlifting program that our football coach runs. He runs a lifting program throughout the winter, the spring, and the summer. So tell all of them all the time if they're not doing anything, they should be there. Nice. For one, because it's a great workout, but two, to show the coach that they're there and they want to play and that they're committed.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to thank you for taking the time, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. You broke the mold. You're the first actual interview we've had north of Boston.
I love it.
You know what I mean? I think that's correct. I mean, we've had lucky to have some pros come in, and some other kids from around the country that stood out, but never just a high school north of Boston.
That's
but
great.
It should be more.
Yeah, it should be more.
It'll be more.
So, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, please keep us in the loop. Let us know what's going on and tell the coach the same thing. And I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and a good Christmas, you and your family. And we want to thank you again for taking the time.
Thank you, guys. Same to you.
And hey, Shane, hit me up. Give me all your tags, your platforms, that your Instagrams and all of that. Make sure you get on playyourposition.com to check out that podcast I got going on. Get you on there also, man.
Yes, that's a
Just
great
talk
idea.
about life. You know what I mean? Play Your Position. Check it out on YouTube. You see Jamal Lewis, Ray Austin, Tennessee defensive line coach, different people. Pass it on to your friends, man. We get you on there, brother.
Yeah, shoot it over to me and I'll give it to Antron.
Definitely.
All right.
Shane, it was nice
You're
talking
welcome.
to you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Have a
brother.
good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So that was Shane Eason. We're about 2 seconds away from going into our station ID. Thank you for coming on. I know
Appreciate
I called
it,
you.
man.
It's good to see you. Maybe we can start doing this a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's do it. I can pop in and we can do this, man. A little bit more. Get some more people on here and let's make a move, man.
Absolutely.
Let's make a movement.
We'll catch you next time.
For Deep Sports Talk would like to thank its supporters, including PTU Clinic. Find out more about Bridgewater and Buzzards Bay's newest physical therapy clinic and what they have to offer at ptuclinic.com. Adria Restaurant and Banquet Facility located at 436 Oak Street in East Bridgewater. Visit adriarestaurant.net for more. Diesel Direct, your reliable source for fuel delivery. Log on to dieseldirect.com to get more information. And by the New England Knockouts, Brockton's brand new Frontier League baseball team. Get your tickets for the inaugural season today at knockoutsbaseball.com.
This has been a presentation of 4 Deep Sports Talk, where high school and youth athletics come first.